Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. I hope you guys can hear me. Hope you guys can see me. You are tuned in to Sports Talking with JB, but this is a special episode on a special week. As you guys may know, I am embarking on covering the 2026 Senior Bowl for the third consecutive year, and I am currently down here in Mobile, Alabama for the whole Senior Bowl week, right? So thank you for joining, and I really appreciate each and every one of you for all the support for this channel and this network. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and share this to your people. We're here talking college football players who are going to transition or who hope to transition to the next level in the NFL, as well as everything that goes on Senior Bowl week. Now, I'm a little under the weather, so I hope you guys can hear me well, and I hope we have no technical difficulties. But let's go with the sponsors like we always do. Of course, we are sponsored by Jack Ingram Mercedes-Benz. Let me find the graphic. Here we go. Yes, we are sponsored by Jack Ingram Mercedes-Benz. If you're in the market for a new Benz for the new year, check them out, 217 Eastern Boulevard, Montgomery, Alabama. Or you can check out the website at jackingrammercedes.com. Get all your new car gear right there and everything else. Proud sponsor of the Sports Talking with JB podcast network. So we're going to get right into it. I'm not going to hold y'all too long tonight. Shouts out to my guy, Nick Beasley. I think he just pulled up in the chat. What's up with you, Nick Beasley? So if anybody, make sure y'all tap in with me. Make sure y'all let me know you're in here and hit that like button. Get us in the algorithm. On tonight's show, we're going to talk press conference, right? So I was there a few hours ago for the Senior Bowl press conference, and we had 4 players talk, the 2 coaches, and the new executive director. I actually took video and I took notes, but I had to break the videos down because they were kind of long. So I'm going to definitely post the Diego Pavia press conference on here, and I'll probably do that later on. But I'm going to tell you guys what was said at the press conference from my notes, and we're going to go over the week schedule of events. Tomorrow, practice start. So tomorrow, 1 o'clock, I say 1 o'clock practice starts, and then it'll probably be from like 1 to 6. So you'll have both teams practicing, and they will break it down from team groups and things of that nature like they always do. And on Wednesday, it will be media day. So you will get a podcast from me on Tuesday night, on Wednesday night, Thursday and Friday. You probably just get a bunch of reels and whatnot on the YouTube channel. And Saturday, we may do a pregame for the Senior Bowl and maybe a postgame. So just stay locked in with me for all your Senior Bowl coverage. Now, what we're going to do right now, let's go to the other screen. And for all the Alabama fans out there, I know I posted this last week, but a few of the guys bagged out. This was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, Jeremy Bernard, they'll be out. You know, they all had nagging injuries. And as far as I know today, Jam Miller will not be in attendance. And I think it was one more person, if I'm not mistaken. But as far as I know, for Alabama, Josh Quavers will be here, Tim Keenan, and LT Overton. I think Parker Bradford was the other player who bagged out. So thought we was going to have about 6, 7 Alabama players, but we only got 3. but that's still good. I hope to get a word with them. So the game's gonna take place right here at the beautiful Hancock Whitney Stadium on Saturday, of course, 1:30 p.m. Central Time on the NFL Network. You can check that out. And I'll be in the press box for that. It's gonna be cold, so make sure y'all layer up. I'm layered up right now in the hotel, just trying to keep warm, But and yes, it's definitely going down. This is a big event for anybody who doesn't really know what the Senior Bowl is. It's been going on for years down here in Mobile. Most of these players will get drafted. Like some guys probably will go undrafted, but this is where the draft starts. Like the draft starts in Mobile. That's a tagline. That's a phrase, but it really starts here, right? This is the first time that the players can get to meet one-on-one with the coaches, with the staff. They get interviewed. And one of the coaches at the presser said he loves doing this because it actually helps his organization evaluate these players, get the jump on evaluating these players before actually going to the pro days, going to the combines and whatnot. So the draft definitely starts in Mobile, and that's why this is so important. What's up, Tip? Thanks for joining. Thanks for locking in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. All right, so let's go ahead and recap the press conference. I took some pictures. Like I say, I got video. And Diego Pavia was the first one to speak. And his presser was very interesting, to say the least. It was a lot of noise, even before I got here on social media this morning, about his size. No Diddy. His height. He measured in at 5'9", right? They had him at 6 feet. Of course, Vanderbilt had him at 6 feet. I knew damn well he wasn't 6 feet anyway. They always seem to give some of these quarterbacks, some players, a couple extra inches. They seem to put that out there. But he measured, and his measurements was 5'9". That's pretty damn short, right? Pretty damn short. No disrespect to the short people out there, but for a quarterback, and they said Bryce Young was short when he was like 5, measured like 5'11", 5'10", something like that. He's even shorter than Bryce Young. So, yeah, so they asked him about that. He said he's not worried about it. He's not worried about his size. Diego Pavia was very confident, as I expected. They didn't really ask him the tough questions, like, why did you say F the committee after you didn't win the Heisman? And I'm sure that's going to come out during the media part on Wednesday. Hell, if I get a chance, I'm going to ask him, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to know. But he's very confident, but he's also willing to learn. At least that's what he said. He said he was willing to learn from anybody who would give him a chance, give him an opportunity. And he's saying all the right things, right? And he's enjoying the process, basically. This is like a once in a lifetime event because in his case, he played 7 years of college football, but some players, you only get one opportunity at the Senior Bowl, right? So here we go. You're at the Senior Bowl. It's no turning back. You can't go backwards. You can only go forward. So Diego Pavia, I'm interested to see what more he has to say on Wednesday. And he also mentioned about the NIL, and no, they didn't ask him about the NIL. Yes, they did. They did ask him about the NIL, and he said as long as the NIL is prevalent and Vandy can get some players, they're going to keep winning even after him. So he's very confident in Vandy moving forward. All right, so who we got next? So this is Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker for Texas Tech. He won all the awards you can win from the linebacker position, Defensive Player of the Year. He led the team in tackles for loss. He had a spectacular season for one of the top defenses in the country at Texas Tech. They asked him, because he's a little undersized as well. I think he's like 6'1", 220. But he's embracing the interview process, right? He's saying that I'm gonna ask questions and answer questions. That was actually good for him to say that because, I mean, basically he's one of those guys who I don't know. He may have to move to free safety or strong safety because he's kind of undersized linebacker, but he did damage at Texas Tech. So one thing that was really key that he says, I'm trying to decide what team fits my playing style. That's telling me a lot, right? That's telling me that it's going to have to be a situational thing. If a team drafts this kid, you're going to get a heck of a player, but can he fit your scheme? That's a big question right there. And he spoke highly of his teammate, Mobile native Lee Hunter, on the defensive line. I hope to get a word with Lee Hunter on Wednesday, but he said he's a big teddy bear, basically. Lee Hunter actually he was Auburn guy, went to Texas Tech, but he's from Mobile. He's from Mobile, and he's one of those big names, those big risers when you're talking about possible first round pick. So I hope to get Lee Hunter on the platform. And also the NIL questions was poised to him. And they brought up that Texas Tech spent over $20 million in NIL, got them to the college football playoffs. And as you can see, if you've been following over the past few weeks, transfer portal, they've been big spenders once again in the transfer portal. So shouts out to Jalen Jones from Alabama State. He's over there, wide receiver. They got him out the portal. They got a $5 million quarterback in Sorensen. So this team, Texas Tech, he comes from a team who spent that money. You know, they spent that bread. He actually said he didn't care about the money, but he said it's also good for players to get the money. So, you know, it's apples to oranges basically. But I expect Jacob Rodriguez. If I had to guess where he may go, I say he may go third, fourth round. No, it's gonna be a fit, perfect fit. And that's how you see dominant players on the college level may not be as dominant on the pro level. It's a lot of factors, and style of play and defensive scheme plays a big part in that. So, all right, who we got next? This is Michael Taft. He's a safety defensive back from Texas. See, he's got the Longhorn shirt right there. And he was a very well-spoken individual. My first time even seeing him. He's focusing on finding a position that best helps the team. At least that's what he said. So he's played safety. He come down and play nickel. He played cornerback. He's been played all over the defense. So he's just a secondary player. And I'm going to watch him because I didn't watch a lot of Texas football this past season, but I'm going to watch him and see where he fits most. That's one of my side notes. I'm going to pay attention to him during the practices. But yeah, Michael Taft is a well-spoken guy. Asked him about NIL, and he was like, "Yeah, these kids deserve to get paid, right?" And he was like, some players will play just to be a part of a team, but you got some players, and you're looking at guys coming in, and he made a great explanation of how college is turning into NFL and how it should be similar to NFL, because when you come in as a rookie, you get a signing bonus, right? Just like if you come in as a freshman, right? You should get a signing bonus, and you should get everything else on the back end. I think that would be a great idea, and I really like what he said that. I'm gonna try to clip that and post that on the network as well. But I like Michael Taft. I like what I heard from him today, and I hope to get have a closer talk with him this week. All right, so this is a quarterback. They came in. He's one of the last quarterbacks picked for the Senior Bowl, and there was a reason for that. So this is Gary Nussmeier. If you've been watching LSU for the past 4 or 5 years, you know who Gary Nussmeier is. Quarterback. He is just happy to be here, right? I think Nussmeier has a lot of upside. I know the executive director have been watching him closely for years, and he's had some ups and downs, right? If you watch SEC football and LSU over the past 4 or 5 years, he's had some ups and downs. He also mentioned when Jaden Daniels came in, and he had to take a back seat to Jaden Daniels, and he was basically saying the offense fit him better because he's a dual threat. Nussmeier can't run like Jaden Daniels. So, he accepted that. He fell back. Year before last, he had a great season, 4,000 yards passing. This past year, he dealt with injuries, did not have a great season. So he's mentioned that he's healthy now, and he wants to basically prove that he can go out there and make a team. He's proved that he's draft worthy. If you guys remember last season, they had him up for Heisman consideration. They had him up for one of the top 3 quarterbacks coming out the draft, but things happen, right? So this Senior Bowl will do him some good if he can go out there and do the on the field stuff. He's going to pass the interviews with flying colors because he's a great kid. But as far as the on the field stuff, they want to see what you can do on the field and how healthy you really are. So Gary Nussmeier has a lot on his plate for this week, but he also has said he learned a lot about the NFL process, about this process from his dad, who's been a coach probably as long as he's been born. So that's he's a great kid. I like Nussmeier. I didn't think much of him as a player, but as a person, he's a good person. I really will say that. And I don't have a grade for Nussmeier yet, but we're going to watch him during the practices. All right, so who we got next? This is the national team's coach. This is Clint Hurt, who is the defensive line coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, he's been with the Eagles for the past 2 years. He's praised Nick Sirianni. He also spent 7 years with Pete Carroll at Seattle Seahawks, so he praised him as well. He talked a lot about leadership, who's going to step up and be a leader. He also talked about getting these guys acclimated, getting these guys to learn one another in a quick, you only got what I think he said we got 9 hours of meetings and 6 hours of practice for this week. So that's like quick to get a lot of guys in there and get them acclimated with your process and what you're trying to do and what they're trying to do as a team, far as also getting the win on Saturday, but showing the scouts what you can do. And a lot of that will be shown during the practices, also on the field Saturday during the game. So I really like what I heard from Clint Hurt, the national team coach and the defensive line coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. Really like this guy right here, man. This is the American team coach, Joel Thomas. He's the running back coach for the New Orleans Saints. He's been with New Orleans since 2015. He said he loves New Orleans. He bleeds black and gold. He's very passionate about this. He was saying growing up, he always wanted to play in the Senior Bowl. He remember watching this on WTBS back in the day and just wishing he could be there. He spoke about the difference in gameplay at Senior Bowl from a regular NFL game. He was a coordinator last year at this event, so this is his second go around, but this time he's the head coach for the American team, and he's very, very excited. He's very excited to do this. A good quote, he said, "Information is power." I like what he said. I wrote that down as a note, meaning as much information as you can get out of these prospects, that's going to be the key. He also said that it was where he got Tyler Shough was here last season, right? At the event last year. Tyler Shough was drafted in the second round by the New Orleans Saints. A lot of people said that was a questionable move, including myself, because his age, because he didn't really show up like big when you also had like Shador Sanders out there and Jalen Milroe and all the other guys. But it turned out to be a great pick. Turned out to be a great pick. His staff picked Tyler Shough from what they learned at the Senior Bowl. So New Orleans now has them hopefully a quarterback for the future. And I mean, that's how they scout, And like I say, the draft starts here. But he said he speaks on a lot of learning the players, right? And early information. As much as you can get out these kids in a week's time, along with what they show on film and what they show on the field means a lot, especially when it comes down to that 3-day draft we got in April, where you'll be trying to pick these players, and it may come down to 2 players at one position. Okay, they may go back and look at the Senior Bowl papers. They might go back and look at the prep. Okay, I pick him over him because of what he did in Mobile. It works out that way. So I like a lot from what I've heard from Joel Thomas. And like I said, he's one of my favorite coaches. You know, I like him. I want to talk to him, probably get a little interview with him. All right, now this is the Senior Bowl executive director. This is his first year, Drew Fabiani. I think that's his name, Fabiani. I don't want to butcher his last name. So Drew Fabiani actually spent a lot of time with the Dallas Cowboys. As you guys know, Jim Nagy was the executive director for the past, I don't know how many years, but he now is the GM for Oklahoma Sooners. So this is the first year for Drew Fabiani, and he spoke on the struggles of getting the players to the Senior Bowl. As you guys know, it's a winter storm that hit over the weekend, freezing conditions all over. And he said it was hard to get players, especially coming out of Dallas with the ice. It was hard to get these players here. He said they had to change like 125 flights. He said he never seen nothing like that before. And he praised his Senior Bowl committee on the wonderful job that they did. Also talked about some of the players. Somebody asked him about the quarterbacks. And I'm going to speak on the quarterbacks because we have 6 quarterbacks here. Cole Payton is a guy from North Dakota State. He's only a 1-year starter, dual threat, put up a bunch of numbers, but he played on a different level. So he was like, Cole Payton is here with something to prove, right? To see if he could be one of those quarterbacks that come out of those, like you see a Carson Wentz or Josh Allen or something like that, you know. Taylor Green, quarterback from Arkansas. He basically said he needs to improve on his accuracy. He's a big kid, 6'6", 225 pounds, dual threat as well. He put up some good numbers at Arkansas, but they want to see how he can improve on his accuracy. Diego Pavia, like I mentioned, 5'9" was his measurements. He needs to prove that he can play inside the pocket, not just outside the pocket, not be a gadget player. So we're gonna basically be keying in on Diego Pavia in the pocket to see what he can do. Can he see over those big linemen? You know, Gary Nussmeier basically said he needs to show how healthy he is. Like I just talked about, Nussmeier, he dealt with injuries all season long. So we want to see how healthy he can be. Sawyer Robertson, quarterback from Baylor. He called him the best pure passer out of the group. This guy put up magnificent numbers at Baylor, but also you got to look at the level of competition. You playing in the Big 12. He didn't have a running game, and the team played from behind so much that he had to throw the ball. So I want to see what he looks like in a different environment. And Luke Altmaier, quarterback from Illinois, dealt with some injuries as well. He's a big guy. He's a great game manager. You know, he had high praise for Luke, and wants to see what he can show the scouts. Can he do anything different to stand out from the other 5 quarterbacks? So that's what he said about all the quarterbacks. And he also mentioned edge rushers are the strength of the draft. And I believe that. I believe the edge rushers and the defensive linemen will be the strength of this draft class. Quarterbacks, not so much. Running backs, not so much. Maybe wide receivers. It may be a good group of wide receivers in that first, second round, but we're going to talk a lot about that as the week progresses. Now, I want to give you guys the schedule of events before I go. Let's see. Let me find it first. Make sure you guys give us a like, man. Make sure you guys hit the like button on this podcast. So the open practices, they start tomorrow, actually, Tuesday through Thursday. And I'm going to give you some information I got on my phone for that. Let me find it real quick. So it will be from 1 to 6, basically. So one team will get up there, they'll practice, and then you'll get a little rest period, and the other team come in practice. So they would do this for 3 consecutive days. Today was only press conference, meet and greet, right? So open practices is free to attend, free to park, but you can only just watch from the stands. You can't go on the field like the media people. All right, so they got a Panini cook-off. I'm not crazy about paninis. So this won't be a thing I will go to, but it's tomorrow, Tuesday from 6 to 8. Downtown Mobile. If you want to check that out, you can check it out. So yeah. And what else we got? The Mardi Gras Parade, that is on Friday. So that is from 6 to 7. They'll have it blocked off. It's going to be cold, so I suggest you dress warm. But it's good. Like if you got some kids that want to come out, football players will be throwing out some gifts, some prizes, some good things like that. So you might can check them out as well. So that's going on for Friday night. Also on Friday night, free concert, 7:30 p.m. Mardi Gras Park at the Mardi Gras Park. Muscadine Bloodline. Never heard of this group. Never heard of this group. Shoot me, but I never heard of them. So it's going down. If y'all want to check that out as well, it will be right probably 30 minutes after the parade. You can go on over to the Mardi Gras Park and check out this free concert. And what else I got? Let's see. Fan Fest presented by Coca-Cola. This is Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. to noon. You can get out there, go to the Fan Fest. A lot of activities will be going on. It will be cold, but it will be nice and sunny. So if you come into the game, you plan on being here, you want to come out a little early, bring the kids out, they can check out Fan Fest. And the Path to the Draft Team Walk. This is kind of like the Walk of Champions. If you're a Bama fan, you know about that. So this is from 11 to 11:40. All the players will do the walk through going into the stadium, getting off the buses. You can check that out as well. And that's all the events. That's all the events. So if you guys want to follow me and follow what I got going on this week, you can check it out right there. Follow me on IG at Sports Talk JB. If you're watching this, I hope you subscribe to the channel right here. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I have a show on Tuesday night, on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. We're going to recap the practice, day 1, day 2, and I'm also going to give you guys some exclusive content as well during the week. So make sure you guys lock in with me for that. And it's going to be great, man. It's going to be a great time. I really appreciate y'all for joining tonight. Like I say, I'm a little under the weather, but I went a whole 30 minutes without blowing my nose. So I feel good now, right? I feel good. So with all that being said, man, I want to thank you guys once again. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you share this to anybody who wants to know about Senior Bowl and all things that's going on this week in Mobile, Alabama. I will be here, and I will be giving you all the goods. So with all that, it's your boy JB. Hope y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow right here